One day in the 1930s, Walter hailed the cab driven by his friend, Carl. The big, robust man with the heavy crop of reddish-brown hair was strangely silent. Gone was the smile that usually spread from ear to ear. In the depths of the Great Depression, the cab company had put him on probation for picking up passengers who could not afford to pay their fares. One cold December night not long after this, the office received a call for a cab to be sent to Crossroads. The company sent Carl, but when he arrived at the designated address, there was no one living in the house. The neighbors told him that it had been vacant for several years. Thinking that some child had played a trick on the cab company, Carl started back to the dispatch office in Huntington. He had driven about a quarter of a mile when he saw a beautiful, black-haired young girl standing in the middle of the road, waving for him to stop. She was oddly dressed for late December. She wore no coat, and her long, sheer, white, organdy dress made ripples about her legs as the cold, wintry wind blew it close to her body. When Carl stopped to ask if anything was wrong, the girl asked if he would give her a ride into town. He was very reluctant to do this since he knew he might lose his job. Nevertheless, he could not bear to leave her standing on the road on such a cold night. During the ride into town, conversation flowed freely. He learned that her name was Karen, and that she had been to a birthday party and was in a hurry to get home in case her family might be worried. Carl thought that perhaps in her haste she had left her coat at her friend's home. When they reached their destination, Carl turned to open the door, but the girl was gone. Concerned, he went to the house and asked Karen's parents if she had entered the house. They replied that their daughter had been dead for 15 years. She had been killed in an automobile accident while returning home from a birthday party at Crossroads. They explained that many people had seen her on the road, as he had. According to reports, their daughter always tried to return home on her birthday and at Christmas. When Carl arrived at the office, there was a message for him from Karen, thanking him for his kindness. He was promptly relieved of his position with the cab company for not charging the passenger fare. Depressed and dejected, he left the office and walked up the street. When he met Walter, he told him the story. In spite of his concern over being jobless, the old contagious smile flashed across his face as he asked, "How can you charge a ghost cab fare?"